This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so just a big welcome for everyone again. I'm just going to start with a few house rules. So just to make sure that you keep your mic muted for us during the session. And then you're more than welcome to switch your cameras on if you have any questions. You can just raise your hand then and ask a question, or you can type any question in the message box that's on the top as well. So yeah, it's a great pleasure to have Yuneen with us today. So Yuneen will be doing a great session for us today. So I'm going to hand over to Yuneen to go on with the session. Thanks, Yuneen.
Thank you very much, and a very warm welcome to everyone this afternoon. So this afternoon session, as Ilse explained, I'm going to take you through. My name is Yuneen, and I'm part of the education team. So this afternoon session really is going to be all about how we can drive engagement, but also enhance client experiences and interaction, more importantly, through virtual consultations and specifically using our face mapping PRO. So interestingly, never before have we had to change how we engage with our clients in the same way as what we've had to in recent times. So therefore, it is important for us to just stand still and think about how the role of the skin therapist will change so that we can ensure we create fuller, more enriched, but also digitally progressive experiences for our clients. Now, of course, how we create these experiences will no longer be confined to the physical store. Technology absolutely is there for us to really help us enhance these experiences, but they must never take away from the human connection, because that will always be a crucial element to our services and to our interaction with our clients. But we have to acknowledge that the world will be different. And so I think we've got to look for new ways to find ourselves into our clients' homes, but also onto their phones, because I'm sure you'll agree with me, people have changed how they are seeking advice on product and skincare. So I want to start by asking you 3 questions. And I want you to perhaps write them down so that you can go back and think about them at a later stage. So firstly, how can I build a community of clients? Secondly, how can I grow my client base to future-proof my business? And thirdly, how do I continue to draw attention to the work I do in a relatable way? Now, we are in the business of relationships, so we should do whatever it takes for us to build strong and good relationships, but also connections. And because our clients have changed the way that they interact with both product and skincare, we have to ensure that we are where these clients are. Otherwise, if we're not available, then of course it is a lost opportunity for us. So I want us to just stand still and take a look for a minute at our new face mapping PRO app. Now, I say it is an app, but it actually is a web app, which means that you don't need to download a web app. You can just access it by directly going into your Google Chrome, putting in the a little facemappingpro.com website link, and then you have full access to your web app. So firstly, I think for us, it's important just to kind of think about how flexible this tool is. It really is going to give your business a tool that's going to give you that digital edge, not just because you can interact and engage with your clients anywhere and any place, but because you can actually store and record all of the information and have it at your fingertips. So I'm going to go on to this little website in a minute, and I just want you to have a look at the screen I'm sharing with you. I've already opened up mine. So when you use this for the first time, you're going to click onto www.facemappingpro.com, and you are going to sign up your account with your store details and of course the country that you're in as well. From there, I'm going to click over to my already created profile, and this is just one of my clients. And what I want to do is just show you how easy it really is to manage your way and move your way through the web app. So what you'll see is on the right hand side, you have the ability to create a profile for each of your skincare therapists, and you can also personalize your profile settings and your store settings. You then have the option to add new clients by clicking onto that little new client button there. But I'm just going to spend some time on Jan's profile. So what is great about this is it kind of leads the conversation as a therapist would do naturally in store. So it's not a separate part of your consultation, but rather a way to enhance that experience for both yourself and your client. So the first thing you'll notice is that it's got a dashboard that takes you through step by step how to have this conversation. So you'll insert all of your clients' details. You'll go on, and if you click on skin type as an example, you can very quickly talk about their skin type, their skin goals. And what I love about this is that you can actually do the face map as quickly as you need to, or you can spend as much time or detail as you need to when you're doing it. The other point I want to highlight on here is under the treatment tab, we actually do have the option for you to do that COVID pre-screening on this platform. So you'll see the first couple of questions there. It says, is Jan having a treatment today? Of course, if he's booked in for a service, you can click on yes. And it will then continue, if I scroll up, to take you through the consultation. So there you can see it goes through those 4 main questions that we'll need to do for a COVID screening. So I think this is a great way to save some time in store. So instead of only doing the pre-screening when the client arrives for their appointment, you can do this before the appointment to save time, but also to not then cancel appointments. You'll then just do your temperature check when the client comes in and do a few quick double checks with your consultation procedure. So it makes that consultation, especially in the beginning when we're going back in store, a little bit quicker, considering all of the other health and safety protocols that we will need to implement when we're back in store. But more importantly, I think this web app allows you to have a connection with your clients right now. And I'll share a few of our stats and kind of feedback and key learnings that we have had from using virtual consultations in our concept stores. Ilse, we're going to support today and share, but she shared the facts with me, so I'm going to go through them for you in a minute. But that is then just very quickly an overview of the web app itself. What you will do is under each therapist, they will load their specific clients, and they then have a full view of the clients. You can track their skin, you can upload photos, and more importantly, you can also actually create e-blasts directly from here. So whether you want to add, you'll see at the top there a new client, or you want to select one of your existing clients, you can also from here create an email blast. So this is a great way to really get that therapist into being proactive when it comes to follow up. So sending your client communication directly from the web app, and you can select it according to specific skin concerns. Follow up with the products that they've used. and those skin check-ins. That is so crucial to making sure that we keep connected with our clients, but also following up on our retail sales. So I'm just going to close that tab. So this is an extremely easy platform to use, and I do want to suggest that you go onto it. We'll share the little link for you as well, so that you have quick access after this session. But go on, register, create profiles for your therapists, and load your clients on there, because you have your clients and their information at your fingertips at any point in time. I'm just going to go back to my presentation. So I'm just going to close this. There we go. Sorry. Okay, so that's the first thing. So then, why implement face mapping PRO? So if we think about this, firstly, of course, it is a phenomenal way to maintain your digital client database. As you saw, it is really easy to access. One thing that Ilse did mention from Concept Store using this is that it actually gives her a full view of all of the therapist clients. And it is a great way to utilize this tool as a way to kind of audit the face mapping, but also the quality of the face maps that the therapists have done, and perhaps look at those skin conditions and the product that was recommended. It's also a very easy way to go in when you have a client complain to check what was the product that was recommended, what was some of the feedback that was given around the skin concern, what was recorded about that client's skin goals and their skin health. So that's the first thing. Yes, it's easy to access the client data, but it's also a tool that you can use to help grow therapists. Then secondly, of course, for us, we've got to think about improved sustainability. So, we want to move away from using paper because it is good for our environment, but also thinking about going back in store, wanting to minimize exposure and that risk of the spread of COVID infection. So a great way to have a paperless consultation and trail of your client cards as well. So those client cards can't disappear any longer. Then the third point is really to build loyalty with direct marketing features. So that e-blast functionality I showed you, as skin therapists and all of your team, admin staff, they are all responsible and have a responsibility to business growth. And if we as a team can all focus on the 4 business drivers, so that is increasing retail sales, increasing services, retaining your existing clients, and of course, that's really going to help to not only drive business growth, but also build loyalty with your clients. If your therapist and all of your front desk staff can kind of access and communicate with your clients directly from the web app, very easy for them to log in and send a message and follow up on that prescription or the samples that was handed out at their last visit. Then fourthly, engage clients with a digitally progressive tool. So this, of course, is just really to make sure that when we are doing those consultations, we involve the client in the process. And as you saw with the web app that I illustrated, it takes you through it step by step. The therapist can also move back. So it's really easy to navigate as you go through your consultation with your client. And this tool is not just for in-store consultations. Of course, it is the ideal tool to use now to do virtual consultations. So you can book your virtual consultations via your Facebook business page, schedule these appointments. That is one of the things that Ilse did say. As soon as they started like an event schedule and put a target to the face map, they saw the therapist really driving these virtual consultations very successfully. And the feedback from the client's point of view when they had the virtual consultations was actually very engaging and very positive. So not only did it drive retail, because we can't do services at the moment, but the clients came back with more questions. So what we found and what Ilse found is that the clients actually were more engaging, more often, and connected with their therapist on a regular basis. And these clients also then ended up sharing their friends as a referral. So we saw an increase in new clients as well through these virtual consultations and referrals by the therapist's existing clients. So it really is a progressive tool that gives your team a 360 approach to engaging with clients and maintaining those strong relationships. And then, as I mentioned, of course, it's very easy for yourself to have a good view of all your therapists, but also all the clients, and track the progress with each visit. So a few of the other things that Ilse shared with us as feedback is currently they completed about 1,229, so let's say 1,300 virtual consultations in 40 days. So on average in the 15 stores, it's about 2 virtual consultations per day. And as I mentioned, the feedback about these consultations and virtual consultations have been phenomenal. The key really is to set the therapist up for success. So to ensure that they are spending time understanding the process, practicing the process, and also giving them that opportunity to become confident, because not all of us are confident in front of a camera. So we've got some training videos that we can share with you that you can share with your therapist as a pre-learning before they book on the class, so that they already arrive with a really good understanding of what that virtual consultation is for. Ilse also mentioned that a good thing to do is maybe start off by identifying the therapists that are confident but also very capable on social media. Start off with those strong retail therapists and then continue to build the rest of the team's confidence through training and constant practice. And then lastly, as I mentioned, just again around the face mapping PRO. So although it's a record keeping tool, it's easy for you to access, easy for your therapist to access. More importantly, it really gives you an overview of your therapist's progress. How are they recording their face mapping? It's a very professional way to have a virtual consultation or even a consultation in store. So there are so many benefits in incorporating your face mapping PRO with not just virtual consultations, but also your in-store consultations going forward. So of course, just a reminder that all of the information, all of the posts, social media posts, links, and also the virtual consultation training video is available on our website. If you go onto the In This Together link, you can easily access all of that training. Okay, so I'm just going to pause for 1 minute before I carry on. Is there any questions around the actual face mapping profile, the web app, or any of the virtual consultations specifically? I'll just give everybody a minute to either pop a question into the chat box, or you can, of course, just unmute yourself and ask the question. Okay, just to double check. There's one question there in the chat box. So on a cell phone, the screen tends to move around and you can't see anything. Is that, Vanessa, is that the go-to stage you're talking about? Or the face mapping web app? because just on the face mapping web app, it is designed for all devices, so it's compatible with iPad, iPhone, any Android, of course, a desktop as well. So I will follow up on that feedback, Vanessa, when you're talking about the screen doesn't tend to move. So you probably won't have a full view of the dashboard like you would on a desktop, but you can click through the specific parts. But that's feedback that I will definitely give back to the US. So thank you for that. I'll make a note of that. Okay, so then just to recap with your virtual consultations, firstly, I think connect with your BC also to really go and think about those 3 questions. So how can I use the virtual consultations to create that online community of clients? Scheduling your virtual consultations using the Facebooking business scheduling mechanism, so a very easy tool to use, and of course we are there to assist and help you with that. Making sure that you've got a event calendar scheduled for your therapist and a target so that they drive the virtual consultations. And I think also just to really think how you can incorporate this digital tool, not just now, but going forward, because this will become part of our services, but also of that client journey. How we gain new clients, how we connect with our existing clients and retain them, and also how we share education in a professional but very easy, relatable way for the consumer of today. So that's just a few things. And then, as I said, our concept stores have averaged about 2 virtual consultations per day, making sure that you select the therapists who are confident and comfortable on social media. And the last tip, again, just really is around being strategic, implementing the face mapping PRO. Yes, of course, there may be a little bit of glitches, so Vanessa, I will follow that up for you, but it still is a very easy tool to use, easy to manage, easy to access, and it gives you, the business owner, a great view of all of the clients, but more importantly, all of the therapists. So a great way to help them grow their knowledge and retail skills, selecting products according to those different skin conditions. I also just need to mention that there is a skin analysis tool application available, but they're still designing that. So it is still in design. So currently you can just use the traditional drag and click face map like we would with our skin fitness plan. There's little icons that you will drag and click to do your skin analysis, but the artificial intelligence is on its way. So they are developing that. Vanessa, thank you for that tip. Works brilliantly on a PC. And perhaps with virtual consultations, that is a great way to use it. So you can have your Zoom meeting set up. You can share your screen with your client. She can see how you're completing her face map on the Face Mapping Pro system, and you can talk her through that conversation in a very engaging way, while you also are observing, of course, her skin through the camera. Also make sure that you upload photos onto the system so that you can show your client the progress of their skin. I think that's something that we sometimes don't do enough of. So before and after photos, and you can store them under each client profile as well. We also have just a reminder that we've got our workshops that will give each of your therapists the opportunity to learn how to perform these virtual consultations. We've got a face mapping PRO workshop as well, where we of course go through the detail of how to have the conversation, how to use the web app with your face mapping consultation, whether that is virtually or in store. So again, make sure that you check those dates on our calendar and then book your therapist on there. As I suggested, perhaps send that pre-learning training video that is available on this In This Together website under the virtual consultations for your therapist to have a good understanding before they attend the workshop.
Mama, which bewijs kan aku akan phone?
So just to double check, do we have any other questions or perhaps comments? Ilse, I can't see you anymore.
Mama, wat kan ek die phone voor?
Still here, waiting for questions, handling that. If you have a question, you can't type it in the message box, you're more than welcome, if you can, as well, put on your camera and just raise your hand, or just unmute yourself and then just ask a question. Okay. So Vanessa, if you have any problems or concerns or questions you want to ask about the Face Mapping Pro, you're more than welcome to chat to your VC about that, and then they will actually assist you and talk you through that if you have a problem. Yunin, I think you're muted.
Sorry, yeah, I just realized. So we have, I will send through the email for the US team for support, and then also just the link for anyone who have not signed up on it yet. So Ilse, perhaps afterwards we can send out an email to everybody who attended today, just the person who to contact if they've got any queries or questions around the specific web app and
yeah,
the
that's
device
perfect. We can do that.
challenges like Vanessa mentioned.
No, definitely we can do that.
Okay. So we'll share that with you, Vanessa, afterwards, the support email and contact. Great. So if there's no questions, we will continue to share some more information links afterwards with the little PowerPoint, just so that you've got quick access to click onto the web app very easily. Of course, as I mentioned, we can also assist with your Facebook scheduling of those virtual consultations and processes as well. And then just connect with your BC, and of course your local educator will also be there to support. And remember to get your therapist on that workshop as well. Great, so I'll say goodbye to everybody. I'll be on just in case someone's got a question that you would like to ask.
Thanks so much, Yunin. Really appreciate it. I'm sure everybody's going to go forward, and if they haven't tried the Face Mapping Pro yet, to do that, because it's really such an amazing tool to have within the business, and it really just makes the work actually just so much easier for a business owner and the therapist as well.
Yeah.
Cool. But if there's any no more questions, also if you think about something you don't have it now, please chat to your BC and we'll I know they can handle that. But thanks so much for everyone joining in for today. I really appreciate everyone's time that you took to be here. Thank you, Yunin. Very great. Thanks.
Apologies for all the interruptions.
It's the joys of being from home now, I guess, so no problem. Okay.